What is up, guys? Zan from the Zan Madden YouTube channel. It's been a minute. We're going to be talking today about a head-to-head gameplay commentary. This against, from what I've been told, is a potential future belt winner. This is a 13-year-old phenom named Jug Penguin. Now, I don't know if the stories I've been told are true, but I've been told that this is a player that is playing in some underground tournaments, some of the grassroots tournaments, not old enough to compete in the MCS, but this is a player that I've seen play against some pro players before. He more than holds his own. He plays so incredibly fast. This was a great matchup in which I feel like the defensive side of the ball for me is really coming along right now, and I wanted to kind of talk about my approach against the bunch offset, which I know is a meta that a lot of players struggle out there with right now. So let's go ahead and look at the tape here. We're going to be looking, I'm going to receive the ball first, and I'm going to be wearing the Bears jerseys, my opponent wearing the Raiders. And you can see if you take a look at the scoreboard, his abbreviation is 13Y. Every time he scores, it says something to the effect about him being 13-year-old. You got scored on by a 13-year-old. This kid knows he's pretty tough. I do believe I have faced him once before in this year. It was a very tight game. And the first thing that I remembered when I saw this gamer tag just the other day on stream, which, by the way, you guys can check me out on stream, twitch.tv/ZanMadden. I stream in the afternoons during the weekdays. The first thing I told my chat when we matched up is, you know, I think this kid is actually pretty darn good. This is somebody that he plays really fast. And I think that tempo is something that a lot of players kind of lack within their offense. Myself at times as well. I sometimes sit at the line of scrimmage too long, give my opponents time to adjust. A lot of these kids, they're flipping their formation, snapping the ball as soon as possible. You constantly see these comments on Twitch and on YouTube about how they hate the audible flip quick snap meta. And to be honest with you, yeah, I agree. It can be one of the worst things to face when you guys are out there trying to get stops as somebody that snaps the ball faster than you can make adjustments, especially with input delay. Now, here on offense, I am in the Kansas City Chiefs playbook, and my opponent is running the dollar. And this is after the title update that was supposed to fix the A-gap patch. We're going to see how I play here. Right here, we start off with a freeform. Full disclosure, I actually thought I had Greg Olsen on a streak for a one-play touchdown, and right as I went to throw that, he actually broke to the outside on a corner route, and the freeform that I was going to use was actually really not great. So, yeah, I got a little lucky right here. It was still a hell of a freeform, not gonna lie. If you guys are looking for my freeform settings, this is the strength of my offense. I fashioned myself to be pretty good at freeforming this year. I don't use the generic settings that most pro players would have you believe is the best. I believe that there's a completely different setting that is going to work to allow you to throw user catches, rocket catches, jet packs, freeform over the top for touchdowns better than on near. Obviously, I'm on far here, but we are in the Kansas City offense, and I love this offense. I do a lot of content here on the channel out of this offense. You guys can find my game plan over on Gridiron. It's got all my freeform settings, how I freeform against different coverages, man, zone, etc. But you see right here, here we are. Here is one of those freeforms. Up top, there's a KO trailing from behind. No shot to be able to stop him right there as Greg Olsen walks into the end zone for a touchdown. Again, I am a big believer that if you play on near, the upside of near is that you're throwing the ball near the receiver. It's a lot harder to miss him on throws, but in a knockout meta, which is what the game kind of is now, if you're throwing the ball near the receiver and the guy's only a step or two behind, that knockout can occur. Whereas on far, you could throw the ball further away from the receiver and go get it and still catch your receiver in stride, which allows them to not slow down and get knocked out from behind by the knockout meta. This is what we saw last year in the previous version of the game. Was the knockouts were so key. Everyone played on near. This year, I kind of thought to myself, okay, well, you know, I want to do something a little bit different, not necessarily just to force it, but when I was labbing this, I was like, okay, user catching's back in this game. It's not as tied to the two-man suction animations that we're used to, and I really just kind of fell in love with it, and I've been embracing it, and I think it's perfect in an offense like Kansas City where we can throw down the field vertically, click on, jetpack, throw all the route combos that everyone likes to throw out of compression and spread sets, but also make the streak a weapon. A lot of players just use it as a pull route. It's actually a weapon for us. Now, here we are on defense. I'm going to be in the big nickel over G. This is my favorite defense every single year. As we start off with a big hit stick, Ray Lewis. I come downhill. My opponent tried to set up a little bit of a bunch meta setup there. We were able to lock it down. Nothing open. He stepped up. We were able to clap him with Ray Lewis. You see there, AR5 getting smacked, and we have the ball inside the red zone after a quick score to start on our first drive. So again, you see him in the dollar right here. I see the big nose tackle. I hit the double team icon just in case he has any inside stuff. I didn't want him auto shedding, and we're able to pick up a gain of 3. Not a lot, a modest gain. One of the things that I will talk about here with dollar and dime defenses specifically is we know that they've patched the read and react AI. I'm not a big runner of the football unless you run a formation like dollar or dime. And the reason that I do that is that your count to prevent read and react is only 5. As right there, I run a speed option. I thought he was going to go and jump the pitch. I was going to keep it. Actually, a really good user right there by Penguin as he hits me and I fumble it right back to him. So my early turnover I forced, I get nothing off of it. But I will finish that last thought. Read and react AI with 3 linemen and 2 linebackers, your count is 5. There is literally no offense in the game, short of maybe you have to actually have a higher number as we get pressure right there, almost a sack, almost an interception. But those formations not having read and react AI, I will run the ball a fair amount on dollar. Here we go again, bunch, offset, bunch to the left, short side. You guys have to realize that the short side corner is very meta. Right here, really good route combo by him. I actually bracketed that receiver down the seam, didn't have anything on the sideline. He throws the tight end wheel. With us getting pressure, sometimes the later reads are going to be the wheels down the sideline, and I try to bring pressure. So if I'm getting this vibe that I can get to him before that wheel cuts up the sideline, I'm more likely to make that kind of the last thing open. As right there, he hits us with a quick hitter to the outside. This is going to force me into a press alignment right here. I don't want him throwing that quick wheel. Here he goes back to that bunch, and he's going to try to throw the wheel there, and we have a knockout. So again, I'm kind of trying to mix up where the holes are. You saw in the last play, 2 plays ago, I left the wheel open. Then I have a setup in which I'm able to guard it there. So nonetheless, trying to take away that quick flat again. You see right here, he's going to go 4 strong. This is tough. A lot of times players, when they are facing a match defense, they'll go to a 4 strong offense. And the reason they do that is it turns off our match coverage rules. So smart decision right there by him after being a little bit confused by a hybrid match coverage that I've been running. He's going to go to these formations where he has bunch and then the running back on the bunch side because I can't play match against that. It just makes me play zone. So I have to have a working knowledge of zone as well. Now, this brings me to my next point. I do put on a defensive clinic in this game. If you guys like what you're seeing out of this and you want to find out what I'm doing in coverage with this defense right now, I do have the Chiefs defensive game plan with the big nickel over G revamped game plan inside. This is going to be a collection of all of my best setups, blitzes, coverage combinations that I use for specific formations. I've got videos tailored specifically for bunch and my base setup against bunch. What happens if they go to bunch strong? What is my setup against that? Trips tight end, tight formations, how to deal with corners, the best zone drop settings, how to mix in my match, what AP to set up as we have a knockout right there. You can see that we're all kind of settling in right now, and I really do feel like the big nickel over G is the best defense of the game this year. You're seeing a lot of players starting to mix it in. You're either looping or you're playing big nickel over G, and this is basically kind of what I'm seeing out there in the community as he's going to go on a nice crossing route. Good click on right there. That audible caught me off guard. I didn't get into my trips tight end defense the way I would like, and just unfortunately unable to get a stop right there. He's going to go to the bunch, basically a bunch wide, running back to the bunch side. He throws a bubble, another good wrinkle down in the red zone. I wasn't ready for it, and he swags into the end zone. As you see, the 13-year-old prodigy is on the board there to tie us up, assuming the extra point is up and through. But you know, I made him work for it. You definitely saw he was kind of not comfortable in that bunch. He did most of his damage in formations other than bunch. A lot of players will tell you that bunch offset in the Philly book is the best offense in the game. I'm telling you, it is. It's very, very good. That double post is a nightmare to defend. I've got a setup for that in our game plan on the website if this is something that intrigues you. But I'll stop talking about the website. You guys know the link is right below me, gridirongameplans.gg. All right, we are back on offense here. So our first drive went down the field quickly, got vertical, free-forming clinic, and we were able to score a touchdown. Second drive, we had the ball in a short field off of a turnover. I got a little cute, fumbled the ball with Warren Moon on a speed option. But I still feel pretty good right here. I'm doing this audible from 2x2 to 3x1. I want to see what his slot corner does, whether he travels, whether he stays on the other side to give me a man zone tell. And I feel pretty good. So right here, you see I've got all streaks on the field. I'm looking for the wide open throw. And you see right there, I had it. It was that A receiver up top. And fortunately for him, he got a hit on the quarterback. He is running this A-gap blitz. I don't personally think it's that hard to block. I didn't think it was that hard to block before the patch. Now that it's patched, it's kind of kind of fixed. It's obviously still very much so coming in, but it's, in my opinion, easier to block. If you do anything, it does a decent job at blocking. You see right here, I'm doing a block the running back, slide protect left, ID right, and you see that the A-gap rusher just runs straight into nothing, and I hit a freeform beam to Greg Olsen up top, and we are into the end zone once again. The more complicated a coverage is, you ought to just go all verticals, because nothing shows holes in a defense like sending everybody down the field. And this is a approach that I have kind of embraced this year. I'll admit, I'm not really the best passer in the world. I know how zones work. I know how match works. I'm not necessarily always the best at, you know, the timing windows, especially as I get older. I'm not trying to fall back on an excuse of like, as you get older, like your hands don't work. Mine work just fine. But, you know, the game speed can sometimes get you, especially when you're under duress. A lot of times if you're confused by a coverage, if you fly everyone down the field, the hole in the defense will open up. You will see the player that's in the middle of the defense that's doing that funky adjustment and what he's doing because he's got to chase somebody vertical. And that's going to help you diagnose things and set up your more regular route combos the rest of the game. So I am a firm believer this year in going vertical. It's not an easy game to cover deep. It's not an easy game to really cover at all, to be honest with you. So I think it's very smart that you go vertical. Right there, that is such a sick match coverage right there. As you saw right there, he thought he had a wide open wheel. I got a little hide and seek little matching concept that I use. And you saw right there, Merton Hanks peeled off and went and took that route right as he went to rip it down the sideline. He is struggling without that wheel route being his crutch here, at least from what I could tell in the first few possessions that he's had. So once again, we're starting a drive on a short field here in the red zone. Let's hope this goes better than our last one, which, as I said, we ended with a speed option fumble. But you see right here, I'm doing a little delayed streak. I'm looking to hit this Y route in the end zone, and to be honest, I missed it. And I tried to slide right there, but Warren moved, dove head first. So I'm really trying to sell these red zone trips right here. But I think if I had that play back, I would have thrown the back shoulder to Y on that as he cut up the sideline. You see right here, opponent trying to drop back the outside corners, trying to give the illusion of a zone drop. Right here, I'm going to go read option, So right there, I know with that pinched look, he's got the D-line pinched in. He's got the linebackers blitzing in the middle. He's kind of mugging in the middle. That read option is very, very good because Dollar, when they pinch the D lineman, it removes the read key. So you can very easily pull the ball with the quarterback pretty consistently. You're not going to see somebody left unblocked on the perimeter. And I knew that with that look. So I called the read option and I was able to go into the end zone, walk in this time with Warren Moon. And we're up by 2 possessions early on in the game. 48 seconds left in the first quarter. But we're not really out of the woods. And I was telling my chat this when we were playing. This kid, he goes quick. He plays fast. You know, right now he's struggling to find what it is in my defense is open, but he does play quick, and that can create problems for setting up at the bare minimum. So a lot of times when you're locked up, like I said, you can go vertical and go quick, go vertical. Those are great ways to kind of diagnose or help yourself out, whether you snap the ball too fast for them to set up their defense that's giving you trouble, or all verticals make it so, you know, we're able to get a stop. And you see right there, he goes back to that play he threw a pick on last time. He thought, okay, if Merton Hanks is going to jump my wheel, I'll throw the seam. And Deron Bland up top, we're able to get the interception, and Bland is inside the 10-yard line to the 5. So we are bagging right now against this bunch meta, whether it's double post, whether it's verticals, whether it's the PA post play. This defense that we got here in the Over-G is doing great work against it for me right now. We haven't even gotten into the blitzing portion of this game plan here. We're just playing the coverage. See right here, I go to another read option. I tried to see if I could just stretch it out to the outside. I didn't want to juke into a hit stick right there. You saw right there, he kind of knew I wasn't going to juke, so he tried to do the strip, and I just ran out of bounds. So we are down here inside the 5 now to the 3. And as I'm trying to remember back, I think this was one of my worst red zone trips. You see right here, we go to, this is the RPO alert bubble, where I could throw the bubble screen to the outside. I saw that his corner on the outside hovered down, so I didn't rip it. We go ahead and just take the tackle for a loss, -1, and we're going to have a 3rd down and goal from, I believe, the 5-yard line. So not my best red zone trip. I went back to the read option, obviously, because I was able to pick up a big play for a touchdown on the previous drive, but that read option was probably put my hand in the cookie jar too many times. Right here, I tried to cut up inside. I figured his user would loop around and try to come down and do a hit stick, so I just tried to run straight up the middle. Not great run stick. Here, 4th down and goal, I'm just going to spoil it instead of waiting 30 seconds. I don't snap the ball here, take a delay of game, and I kick a field goal. So with that right there, I just wanted to go up tempo, see if I could quick snap something and just steal a touchdown from him right there. Didn't feel comfortable with my look, so I just took the delay game. No reason to burn a timeout to, you know, kick a chip shot field goal. So we are up by 3 scores. And that's what I told my chat too. I was like, this kid, when he gets it figured out, he goes so quick, and it gets tough. So I didn't want to pass up on a 3 possession lead right there. I think that's super important, especially with him, I believe, having ball at half. That's, you know, that's big, have a 3 possession lead, because if it's only a 2 possession lead and I'm up 21-7, he could go down, milk out this half, score, and then double dip the chip coming out of half. So I thought it was really important right there to just go up 17. You see right there, he starts off his drive with an RPO, gain of 4 out to the 15-yard line. And again, he's going to be in this bunch offset, but he is audibling around due to having some issues with this. You can see I'm making some adjustments. He's going to go into that bunch 4 strong with a wide alignment. This is a tough formation. It's got an RPO. I believe it's got an RPO where the quarterback can run if the DN crashes, like a read style bubble. And then it's got like a wide trail play with a nice post route. It's got a glitchy fade route to beat Mabel coverage. It's got, you know, a really deep corner that beats zone drops as well. So I have to be cognizant of all of these things: the bubble screen, the quarterback keeper, the Mabel beating fade, and also the zone drop beating corner. Really, really good formation. I think Philly players that, you know, run the Philly bunch, I don't think they audible into that formation enough. I think defending 4 strong, meaning, you know, bunch to the right with the running back to the right, I think it is harder when you take the bunch from a compressed alignment, but then move it out several yards out to the sideline, because a lot of the same flooding concepts and pull route concepts apply, but you're further out, and I can't defend the quick throws when the bunch is moved out an additional 5 to 7 yards compared to when it's in tight near the tight end. That makes my user area smaller against a regular bunch versus when you move it out. Now all of a sudden I got to worry about the running back Texas route, but then all this stuff going on over here that can beat me over the middle. So I personally think that formation is vastly underutilized by the Philadelphia Eagles playbook users out there. So take that for what it's worth. But we do have a 2nd down and 8 right here at the 2-minute warning. My opponent's in between the hash, which is always nice. A lot of players, you know, don't really know what to expect when they're in between the hashes. Right here, he goes to a quick snap, goes out to the flat. You can kind of see he just wanted to get to a hash, and we were able to hit him for a gain of 1. Here he goes, 4 strong. So right here, I'm thinking I got to defend the corner route, got to defend the quick throw to the flat, trail route, you know, drag routes. Those are kind of the common things here. So I'm kind of sitting in the middle, looking for his flood combo, and good eyes. He goes ahead and hits his drag to the tight end. Nothing else was really open. It looked like he wanted to scramble, but I had somebody in the middle of the field. And he hits the check down all the way on the left side. So here we go, bunch to the short side. You know, I've had really good luck defending this so far. He rolls at 4 strong, so now all of a sudden I can't play match. I had to go to a zone coverage setup. I don't believe I got this one set up in time, but fortunately for me, we have the knockouts in the correct spot. I didn't get the last setup that you saw right there. I had to lurk on Aaron Donald right there, but we still had pretty lockdown coverage all in all. So again here, bunch to short side. We're going to stick with the defense that's gotten us, I think, 4 interceptions already in the first half. Again, he's going to float to 4 strong, meaning match is off. And now all of a sudden I've got to play something a little bit smarter. And it may be right there, the 2 interceptions on that wheel route so far in this game that I had in the first quarter made him look to the inside wheel route on verticals right there. And that time we were able to jump that wheel for an interception. Deron Bland's 2nd, I believe, interception of the ball game. So we're up 17 points with the ball heading into half, which is great. Try to keep this a 3-score lead. You see right here, he's going to start to make some changes, backing off those outside corners. I've hit him down the seam with Greg Olsen a couple times. Now he's base aligned, so I'm thinking outside X route. And unfortunately for me, I didn't really do a good job of using a flat route on that combo. I wanted to hit the curl, but I had nothing occupying the flat on that left side of the field. So that purple zone was able to drift in towards the curl. All in all, that route combo just needed 1 change to it, and that would have been a great check down. But again, here he's in this dollar, so I flip my formation. I'm looking to go right sideline right here. I'm probably running a streak in the delayed wheel combo. Oh no, we're actually going streak fade. And I'm looking to block this A-gap blitz right here. I'm doing a slide protect right, ID the mic. You see that, unfortunately, he ran around my running back. That actually is the right formula to pick it up. That was just a really unlucky outcome. Basically right there, I had to like look at my monitor and be like, yo, what happened right there? Was that just a blown assignment? It was just kind of bumping and random fluke right there, to be honest with you. He hasn't really killed me with the blitz, the 3 or 4 man version of this blitz at all. And you're going to start to notice that he kind of feels that. So he is going to start to send more pressure right there. Again, we picked up the blitz, but the disengages in this game are pretty wild. So, it still was able to get off the block after about 2 seconds and, able to make me punt right there. So super unfortunate. And again, part of the reason why I think it's so important that I was up 3 possessions by taking that field goal is that, again, I very easily could start to allow some points. And you see right there, a really good jertle to the outside on this kick return of Mari Cooper across midfield down to my 39-yard line. So really good field position right here. He's basically going to be able to cut this to a 2-possession game no matter what. And, again, with him having ball a half, being up by 17 is huge. So again, 4-strong bunch. I get clicked onto my D tackle, and he's going to go to the sideline, and he overthrows it. Anthony Richardson sails it a little bit, 9 of 19, 113. I believe that said 3 interceptions. So I think I said 4. My apologies, 3 interceptions in the first half from my opponent. So again, right here at this point, he's been going nothing but 4 strong. He struggled with running regular bunch, so now he's turning my match off. So at this point, I am calling his bluff, and I'm just setting up my 4 strong. I know that everything that he comes out in bunch-wise is window dressing. He's not snapping the ball in this. He's not comfortable in it. I'm setting up the defense as soon as I break the huddle for what I think he's audibling into. This is going to save you time. In this game, quick snapping is key. Input delay is a problem. So you see, like, I'm already in the process of setting up my 4 strong right here with him going to that bubble. He sees me get over there. He decides to flip it and try to quick snap me the other direction. I mirror my setup. I get out there. Now we got him snapping the ball. He's going to look into the corner route for the end zone, and we have the knockout in the right spot. So again, I told you that corner route in this formation beats zone drops. You need to be prepared for those things. You have to have that formation recognition. Oh, this is the bunch with the super wide fade route and the corner route that I can't guard with the 30. So you have to make your adjustments accordingly. So again, here we go, kind of the spread out trips look. Last time he went verticals. I'm prepared for this here. I roll my coverage. I jump the inside, bait that throw, and oh my goodness. Honestly, right there, I was actually kind of irritated because really 2 things. One, even without the deep out KO ability that gives you a break on ball boost, they kind of speed warp to the ball. That feels like a ball that could have been intercepted from Ronnie Lott coming from the backside of the formation. And 2, I have that AP on him for the KO, for the light up, and he actually threw the ball, basically threw the ball in a spot where if that KO lights up, I do pick it right in the seam. So that was huge. That probably should have been a game-sealing interception. And just a tiny break right there goes his way as he's on the board. I'm not sure what happened right there, if he just like mistimed the kick there, but he kicks it out of bounds. So this is an opportunity right here. I can maybe get 3 points, make this a 27-14 game, or 27-13 game rather, make it a full 2-score lead, which would be great. So this is a big snap right here for both of us. He's got to really lock up. I decided to go 4-strong bunch. I'm sorry, 4-strong trips, trio week. You see he backs up that corner on the outside. Right here, I'm going to try to pick up the blitz. He runs the A gap, and I get it picked up, but not really the best route combo. It was all verticals in a corner route, so I had nothing really working for that tight end. I kind of thought my opponent was going to put super deep zones on that right side and maybe ignore the tight end. And unfortunately that just didn't happen. So that was a big play right there. And now I'm thinking, okay, do I have a quick hitter that can get me field goal range in 4 seconds? So I'm going to go streak wheel combo. I try to hit my wheel. I just saw it a little bit too late. Wouldn't have gotten out of bounds either way. Obviously I was late on the read. I got to hit that ball as soon as I see the drop on the outside corner. Got to get that ball out to him as soon as possible. So right here in this spot, I'm kind of thinking, all right, do I have like a 1-play touchdown over the top that I might be able to use? And I kind of think to myself, I was like, the likelihood of me scoring on this play is so low. And you see right here, he actually sends everyone. So like that was a really good mix in. That blitz pickup would have worked against, the regular blitz, but he sent a couple extra players there. So I wasn't prepared for that. And we go to the half up by 11. Again, I still think that field goal I took down on the 1 or the 2-yard line when I really wanted to go for it, I feel like that is still looming large right now in terms of the feel for this game. So nonetheless here, we got to get a stop. Him having the ball at half down 11. I've told my chat, one of the areas I feel super uncomfortable with in this game, in Madden in general, I do not like being up by 3 points with like 5 minutes left in the game or 4 minutes left in the game. I hate that feeling of like, okay, like, do I clock this out and go up by 6, take a chip shot field goal at the expense of 3 minutes off the clock and burning all his timeouts? You know, it's just it's a weird feeling. I don't like that weird decision between stay aggressive or you know, put it on cruise control, try to milk the game out. It's really one of my areas I've got to improve as a player. You see right there, he's going to go down the seam. I had the knockout ability. I swear to you, I did not try to intercept that ball. I knew that I didn't have pick artist on that player. I actually just tried to play a regular knockout animation, and Merton Hanks tried to do a catch animation behind him. So super unlucky, because anything where Merton Hanks touches that is going to be a drop, and it didn't go my way. He goes right down the seam, and again, I don't get a light up from my break on ball bonus. I wouldn't expect a deep out KO to work in the middle of the field. So, you know, to each their own. I still feel like that was another tight throw where that break on ball bonus should have maybe undercut the route and been in front of it. So, so right here, he's going to go for 2. He's going to go 4 strong. So immediately I'm thinking, all right, he's not letting me play match. And I'm looking middle of the field. I send pressure. He throws the out route, and we yick it with Richard Sherman. We take a block from Josh Allen, and we're bringing it out of the end zone, back across the 30, out to the 40, midfield, being trailed by Chris Carter. And we are going to have enough juice, and that is a safety on a 2-point conversion. And that gives us a full touchdown lead. Again, that kind of like less than a touchdown lead in the second half, I hate that feeling. I mean, it's nice to be up, don't get me wrong. I just don't like feeling like I'm in between what I want to do on my approach. But we go up by a full touchdown right there. That's huge, because it gives me the comfort level to run my offense, you know, the way that I want to run it. I don't feel like I'm, obviously at this point, there's a lot of time left in the game, but you know, that 5-point lead is weird. I feel like it definitely changes your thought process. So it being 7 is huge. All right, so let's get back to work. He's actually had 2 pretty good defensive drives in a row at this point. I had the, well, really 3. He got the red zone stop that took 3. Then he got a stop where I punted. And then I had that opportunity to maybe make field goal range and did nothing with it. Here we go back to that read option that I told you I really like against the pinch dollar. And we're able to scoot outside. That's our 5th carry, 38 yards, 1 touchdown. We do have 1 turnover, though, running the ball with our quarterback on that speed option on our first red zone trip after that first turnover. But nonetheless, we get out towards midfield here. And I'm kind of thinking, all right, well, you know, now we're in a spot where I can start to work a little clock, because I'm only about 10 yards away from field goal range, and thus a 2-possession lead. Basically with this play, I'm gonna set up a thought, because I'm about to look really bad here in a play or two. On that play, I actually read the outside corner on that RPO, and he bit down on the RPO, and I actually could have thrown the option fade route to my X receiver right away. So that was something that I pocketed. Is like, okay, in this defense, the way he sets it up, his outside corner is run committing for whatever reason, or getting smoked by that that RPO streak. For some reason, he like does that against it. So I decided, okay, well, let's go ahead and maybe try to utilize that against us here. So I want you to watch right here. I want you to watch Ronnie Lott. He moves chin down in the box. I want you, so watch the outside far left. And I'm trying to throw that ball to X, because I see him get off that jam right away. And I'm going to throw that sucker all the way over the top. But I was too late. So when I pressed that ball, the running back already has it, and he dove head first. So that's huge, because it's given a 4th down now to my opponent. Really tough break right there, because I feel like I had a touchdown. Right here, I'm going with basically a flip streak, a little seam route to Mike Evans. I want to see if his user stays in the middle of the field. I'm looking. I see the corner route, free form, out of control. His light up does not get there. Again, I talked about that at the top of the video. I think being on far, you could throw the ball further away from the DB with that break on ball bonus, further away from the wide receiver to avoid the KO abilities, and you can go and make that user catch yourself and pick up a first down. If I'm on near, that's 1000% bag, and that's going to be a turnover on downs, because I can't throw the ball to that spot on the field. So here we go, back at the tray, and I'm going to run the RPO, and his nose tackle destroys me right there. Really big play by Dexter Lawrence. So again, though, we're feeling good. We're firmly in field goal range after that corner route. Got the clock rolling here. We can very easily take this to the 4th quarter with a little bit of game management. I'm calling the signals out here. This is my fade streak combo. I had a touchdown on this that I passed on earlier. Right here, I go to my free form, click on, and you see right there, we're able to come back, attack the football, avoid the KO ability Mike Evans is too big for Ken Riley, as we are now inside the red zone down to the 4. But we have struggled in this area of the field. 1 fumble, 1 field goal. We have not looked good in the low red zone. So something has to change right here as we have a first down and goal. And my opponent is, probably feeling okay. He's going to 4 down linemen down here in the red zone. He's going to do it again here. I had to take note of this. Right here, I'm going to go with the read option and try to hand it off. And his Dexter Lawrence is wrecking this game right now. He kind of flashed into that gap that I wanted to run into, and I got bumped off a bunch of players there. So, but the upside of that call is at least we get the clock rolling here. 1 more snap, I should be able to take it to the 4th quarter with a little bit of game management. And we're still going to stay in this wide formation. I want to see how he defends RPOs or some spread out looks. I go to this trio. I want to see if it's man or zone. Looked to me like a zone look. You didn't see a guy travel all the way across the field, but he has been creating hybrid coverages. I look for that bubble screen. Probably bad stick there. I probably should just run into the right B gap for a touchdown. I tried to juke inside. That guy that looped around the right edge kind of scared me a little bit. But we are going to be able to go to the quarter here. So let's go ahead and take that to the quarter and get into our 3rd down and goal. I always set this audible, but I don't use it. It's the pistol bunch tight end speed option, and I use it for this spot on the field specifically. A lot of players, when you think Kansas City, you're like, oh, I got to worry about that. But I don't use it. I don't use it that much. I don't use the speed options that much at all. I think that those elements, the RPOs that are really good, the option plays that are really good, if you sprinkle those in as kind of just like a, oh, by the way, you can steal touchdowns, you can steal first downs, you can do those types of things pretty easily. If you come out and you say, hey, this is overpowered and I know it, and you force it down your opponent's throats, they're going to get to a point where they adjust to it and they figure out how to stop it. The best element is being able to audible into it and quick snap it. Again, that tempo thing that we talk about, as he's out with Ronnie Lott, and fortunately we get a huge tackle right there. Harrison Butker's most feared card saved me a touchdown right there. Big play. So here we go. Up by 14, 4th quarter. He's got to go. He's got to go quickly. He did a good job with that on his previous drive. He's going to go down the field, and he throws a should-be interception to my lurk artist, Ray Lewis, also another player in the area. And he's fortunate that that wasn't another interception. So here he goes. Again, he knows this bunch is cooked right now, so he's going to go into the trio weak. Again, the 4 strong to the left, can't play match. I know he's going verticals. I call a verticals beater. Again, he quick snap verticals on me in the red zone. I kind of knew that's what he wanted to go to there off of the audible. Again, I'm starting to think like, all right, how is he thinking? What does he really want to do? He wants to quick snap something that's beat me. It was verticals. So right here, we got 3rd down and 10, a little swoop blitz, and he throws the ball, and that's broken up by our Richard Sherman. And that's going to be a big deal right there, as we are going to now set up a 4th down and 10. He's completely ditched the bunch altogether. I press Richard Sherman right here. I don't want to give up a corner. We swoop him again, and we get the sack. Save the pressure. Save the pressure till the end when I needed it. You saw right there, not my best passing effort, 50% as we get the right camera angle. I appreciate y'all watching this this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. GG's to Penguin. I think he's really good. I really do. I know I played pretty darn good against him on defense, but I'm telling you, that offense is quick. He does a really good job. I think he complements the bunch out of Philly better than most. And I'll be damned if that's a 13-year-old kid. I think you better be prepared for him to be making a name for himself sooner rather than later. So I appreciate y'all hanging out. Again, if you guys want the offense and defense, go over to gridirongameplans.gg. $9.95 a month unlocks everything on the website. Thank you so much. I will see you guys tomorrow. Until then, this is Ann. Get in the lab and good luck.